Hey, what's up? This is Spider Prime 1 back again with another Transformers video review. But before we get to the review, a little background about what I'm going to be reviewing. Now, I don't know if I've talked about this before on my channel, um, but when I first started getting into Transformers, what I started out with were some random episodes of RID 2001 and Armada. And one of the original runs of Armada that I watched was when Starscream became an Autobot and was hanging out with the kids, which is why Starscream holds such a special place in my heart, especially Armada Starscream. Um, but one of the things that I missed when I was growing up, and then found out about later, and absolutely hated, was Beast Wars. I cannot watch Beast Wars. That old animation has not held up well. Every time on multiple occasions, I have tried to just go on YouTube and just type in Beast Wars Episode 1 or something like that, and I can't watch it. I cannot do it. Even though a lot of the voice actors from Beast Wars went on over to the Unicron series, Armada, Energon, Cybertron, especially Optimus Prime. But for the 9 times out of 10, a voice actor can save a show for me. With Beast Wars, I couldn't do it. However, one thing that I did like, the one redeeming quality for me for Beast Wars before I got a whole bunch of toys from a friend of mine, was I was like, the coolest thing to come out of Beast Wars was that Megatron was a T-Rex. That's really cool. One of the most badass characters is one of the most badass dinosaurs. And so, to kick off reviewing some of the few Beast War figures that I have, we're going to start with 10th Anniversary Deluxe Beast Wars Megatron, which I think I'm starting off with my favorite of the Beast War figures I have. I don't know, I haven't actually transformed all of them yet. But this one and one other figure, which I'll get to at a later date, he's one of my just all-time favorite figures right now. I love this figure, even though his jaw's a little loose. But like this pose that he's in right now, the super stooped low roar, I love that he can pull off that pose. It's great. I freaking love this toy. And I'm really glad that this is the 10th Anniversary Beast Wars version as opposed to just the Cybertron version. Because I've seen pictures of the Cybertron version. I don't like its colors. It's garish and ugly, and this one's so much better. Now, unfortunately, I don't have his cyber key, so I can't do the tail gun gimmick, even though I do still have it. I got the missile in it, I just don't have the cyber key. So I don't have the opportunity to plug a cyber key into his ass. But all in all, this is just a really good figure. You know, like this one. But like he's got I think it's a ball joint, or it's a swivel joint at least, but in the hips, and then he's got a bend at the knee. He can bend at the ankle. This is independent and can move on its own. And this is independent and can move on its own, as you can see here. The little arms are on ball joints. The neck is on the head's on a swivel, and then the neck is on a swivel because this is one of his arms. And then the top of his head can move so he can roar or bite somebody. But you can actually like stick his neck out, or you can have his neck a little more recessed. Can't move the tail, outside of the gimmick. And I like the Predacon logo on the back of his leg here. But it's a really good toy. And I'm super glad to have it. I'm really glad. it's just so good. And the fact that he's a deluxe, I kind of like to call him the Raptor mode Megatron instead of the T-Rex mode, but you know, whatever. Um, so let's transform him. We're going to start by, actually, we're not going to start by doing that. We're going to start by sliding the leg panels down, which will free up his legs a little bit. And then we're going to open this part here. You can throw it all the way back like this, but I like to leave it splayed out just a little bit. And then we flip up this piece, and then kind of spread his legs apart because we have to untab the tail from his back and bring it all the way through. And then we'll move the legs back just far enough. We're going to flip this piece over, spin his torso here, bring the head down, and then pull the torso out. It actually kind of separates, and then lift, and then bring it back in. And then we're going to fold down these pieces here. And then bring his arm down. He's got a little elbow bend here. And then this arm, close the jaw, and then spin it here at the black piece. And there is the 10th anniversary Deluxe Beast Wars Megatron. And he looks really good. He's kind of, the purple's just a tad bit dark, so it's kind of hard to see his face and see all the features on his face. But he is doing the signature kind of almost Ninja Turtle growl on his mouth. And then he's got really nice red eyes. And I love the metallic, not really teal, but kind of just light blue on his face and chest. It really helps the look of the figure. And then nice little red accents here. I do like that the green kind of carried over on his tail. And we got some more of the blue here on his legs. And then for posability, he does have his shoulder here, and he can rotate here. And then the neck joint for the T-Rex head is now his arm. And then we also have a swivel here, bend, kind of a double elbow bend, if you, kind of, not really, but it looks that way. And then there's a panel that the tail can swivel on, and then you can actually unpeg the tail, because it's just this little joint here, and he can have a claw hand. So he doesn't have to always be holding his tail like the original toy. Or, not holding the tail, but just, you know, having the tail forever. But I like the look of it with the tail, so I leave it in there. Although because it moves, it's a little hard to peg back in. But yeah, this is a really good Megatron toy. If you're a fan of Beast Wars, cartoon, toy line only, whatever. Or if you're just a Megatron fan, this is a really good toy to have in your collection. I highly recommend hunting down a version of this one. Predominantly this one, not so much the Cybertron version, but you know, if it's the only one you can find, or the Cindersaur. I think it was a BotCon exclusive or a TFCC exclusive, but it was this one, and it's all blue, and it was a different character. But it's a really good toy to have. You can get a lot of good poses out of it in robot mode and in dinosaur mode. Um, and then just real quick size comparison, Masterpiece Bumblebee. So, alright, I've been Spider Prime 1. This has been 10th Anniversary Megatron. I'll be back with another Transformer review, hopefully soon. Maybe in a day, maybe I'll get one more done before I go to bed tonight. But until then, I'm signing off.